Hi, welcome back. Welcome me back to my own channel. I am not going to do a big intro here. We're going to talk about two things. Well, kind of three. What happened, what's next for my channel and me, and my wrap up, which is kind of undefined. I think it was technically July to like, would have been the end of October now. So we're just going to talk about the books that I've read recently and haven't covered on my channel because I've been gone. And yep, so let's just get into it. So what happened? Okay, so I took a break. I don't know how long I was gone. I think it was maybe 6 months. It was about the duration that I've been at my current, well, we'll get there, current job. So that was primarily because I was in my final year of grad school and actually my final semester of grad school, and then I took a class over the summer, and I was working full-time, doing classes full-time when I first quit, and it was just a lot. It's just a lot. I didn't have a lot of free time. I didn't have a lot of energy was the main thing, and yeah. Went on vacation. That was an update. Hold on, I can hear the dog tearing something up. Went on vacation. Didn't vlog any of it. I have some pictures. Maybe I'll put them up. That was complicated. So we went to, we stayed in Sevierville. We went to the Pigeon Forge area. We were going to the Smokies again. This was our annual vacation. We only really get to take one. And had been planned, back in the spring, I want to say, is when we booked things. And it was maybe a week. Yeah, probably about a week after Hurricane Helene hit the area. And subsequently, a lot of the park was closed, yada yada. The Tennessee side, at least where we were staying, was not affected as badly. The western North Carolina side, as many people know, is still recovering. It's very sad because the last time, I love the Smokies. It's been my favorite national park that I've ever gone to, hence the return journey. And yeah, I will go back again. There's still plenty I want to see. The only thing I had planned for us to do that we didn't get to do by the end of the trip was Catalucci, I think is how you pronounce it. It's a valley. It is actually one of the better places to see elk. And it's a little off the beaten path, from my understanding, and it was impacted severely from the hurricane, so we didn't get to do that. But the last, I want to say, 2 days we were there, we did, the western side of the park was open, or the eastern side, sorry. The eastern side of the park was open, the part that goes into western North Carolina. They continue to have really bad issues with truck drivers going through the park. That was a thing by the time we were leaving. But on the Tennessee side, everything was okay. Cades Cove opened the day after we got there. So we really only had one day, like the very first day we were there, the first full day, where we couldn't do anything in the park still. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about my vacation so much as it was very sad. I had a lot of guilt about going on vacation, even though we had spent thousands of dollars to book the place. We could not cancel because our actual accommodations were not impacted. The area we were staying in wasn't really impacted. Like I said, Pigeon Forge and Sevierville and Gatlinburg were all okay after, like, pretty immediately after the hurricane. But last time we went, we stayed in Asheville. I love Asheville a lot. We almost stayed there again. That's the crazy thing. And it would have been, we wouldn't have gone. That's not even a question. The area, last time we stayed in Hendersonville, and I was like legitimately concerned for where, the people who own the property, really nice people that we stayed with last time when we stayed in the tiny house. They are right across from DuPont National Forest, which has a lot of waterfalls and a lot of water, and like, I don't know, I was really concerned for people. Yeah, so we did vacation. It was fine. I'm not going to complain. It was fine. I just had a lot of guilt about going on vacation because at the time, everybody was saying cancel your trips, blah, 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 blah. And this kind of fed into the, like, was taking a break from YouTube anyways, but I also was like, I'm not going to film this because I feel really guilty about being here. And I just wanted to try to relax. I don't know where we're gonna go next year. Probably the Northeast. This is twice now I've planned a vacation and then some natural disaster has happened where we were planning to go. So I think I have bad luck. I think I'm cursed at this point, but yeah. The other thing that happened, and I have tons of footage from July and August that I just never posted, but we adopted another puppy back in the end of July. I'll just insert some footage over me talking here. Maybe I'll come on and do a little voiceover later and talk more about him. But yeah, we adopted, he is like 6 months old now. It's November, he just got neutered. Yeah, he's about 32 pounds now. When we got him, he was just about 10 pounds. And just a little guy, He's a little Puerto Rican puppy. I love him to bits. We did to do a DNA test and he was mostly Chihuahua, which biggest Chihuahua ever, and American Eskimo dog. So yeah, his name is Lumi, and ironically, one of the books I'm reading right now has a character named Lumi, which I was like, that's really unusual, but it means snow or like brightness. It's like, you know, similar to like Lucifer and stuff. Where the name originated for me was when I worked in animal rescue. There was an all-white hound we got at one point, who was named Lumi. It was a boy, which it sounds like a very feminine name. Every time I see it, it's a female character or something, but I think it's just fine. Yeah, we had a lot of names to pick from, and we liked Lumi the most. I felt like it fit. The other one we were gonna do was Lucian, which I still really like that name. He's still one of my favorite names of all time. But I just feel like it's a big dog name. So yeah, and then I was spending the last 3 months or so job hunting for my first like full librarian position post-grad. So I have like one picture of me with my diploma. I did graduate. I did not go to graduation because I wasn't going to pay them money and travel and all that. Just wasn't going to happen. So I did graduate. I now have a master's degree. And I did, and this is kind of moving into the what's next, okay? I did actually secure another job. Dogs are drinking, not chewing on things. Sorry, listening. So yeah, I did secure another job. I just, it would have been 2 weeks ago. It is I'm not gonna like tell you where I'm working, but it is another rural county. I do have to commute a decent distance. I'm not real miffed about that. It's a beautiful drive, and I'm very grateful to have gotten a full-time librarian position so close to graduation. For some reference, I graduated the beginning-ish of August, and it's now like the very beginning of November, and I have a new job. And to be completely transparent, I'm overjoyed, to be honest with you. I'm excited to finally like get in and do the work that I've been studying and training so long to do. And yeah, I'm excited. I want to do well, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I like my new director. I haven't really met my other coworkers. I don't have many. There's like 4 of us total. Very rural. So yeah, still in Virginia. You know, I'm happy and I'm grateful. And it's the first time, in full transparency, in my entire adult life, I'm going to be making what would be considered a somewhat livable wage. So that was a big sigh of relief. That being said, there's some things with, you know, the new job, it being in a very conservative county that I'm a little concerned about. I'm gonna try not to stick my neck out too much, especially considering it's my first year doing this, and try to get through it. So yeah, I'm gonna be working full-time still, mostly Monday through Friday, occasionally a Saturday. So I don't know how that's gonna impact my filming. I'm gonna try to work it in where I can. I know it's going to impact my editing because, and in general, I think I want to start editing less. I don't care if I ramble. If you don't like it, you can go away. It's too much work to constantly cut myself up. just to make a video more, I don't know, digestible. So, you know, I'm going to try doing less of that. So yeah, the most important thing about this is that my schedule is going to be better, because right now I was on a 6-4 schedule, and while I would have a Monday off every time, it was mostly being taken up by doctor's appointments and like therapy and stuff, which, you know, is still going to be a thing, but I don't know, I just didn't have the energy, like, with this current job. It just felt like you were constantly working. Like, you would get one day off in between like a 10-day stretch, and it felt like a lot. So I'm hopeful that I won't feel so burned out. We'll see. If I disappear again, that's exactly what happened. So my income is my priority, obviously. So what's next for the channel? We're gonna slightly pivot. I'm not leaving I'm not leaving BookTube by any means, but I'm still going to talk about bookish stuff. I think I'm just going to go lighter on it. I'm going to do less of the big, like, planned videos that I was doing. I'm tabling niche nonfiction for now. I'm going to be doing some slight pivot toward lifestyle, basically. So we're going to cover bookish stuff. We're going to do some more librarian-related content, but I think I'm going to go just more casual with it and less structured. I'm going to have notes and stuff, but I'm not going to like heavily plan these videos and try to make them like super professional, because it just takes so much out of me. And then I feel a lot of pressure filming them. They feel very rehearsed, and it's not the vibe. Okay. We're going to go back to doing some travel stuff. I want to do more hiking and like local related content. So that's like the DMV, DC area related content. I don't see a ton of it on the internet. So I really want to do that, because I've lived here for, it'll be almost 34 years of my life. All my entire life I've lived here, and I feel like you don't see a local's perspective very often. So I want to do that. Still going to be trying to upload once a week. We'll see how that goes. It's still going to be Saturdays at 10. And I'm blogging. I'm going to plug my blog here, because this has been the thing that I've continued to do even when I took a break from BookTube. And so it's in my link tree, which I think is in my description here. If not, I'm going to go ahead and put it in. So I do new releases lists. So if you did like my anticipated releases videos that I was doing, I'm not going to be doing the videos anymore because I just don't want to. They're boring to me. But I do a weekly one for every month on my blog. However, I want you to know that these are the only books that I'm interested in reading that I'm posting about. It's not everything. It's not conclusive. So just wanted to give you that caveat. I still do reviews over there. I've kind of pivoted on my Instagram to like personal lifestyle shit, and my reviews over there as well. I may start writing some blogs to go along with some of my videos, mostly the DC related stuff. I'm still working on a lot of my travel blogs, but they take a long time. So yeah, so that's what's next. We're going to pivot toward lifestyle. That's what happened. I got burned out. It's not a shock to anybody. It just is what it is. So now we're going to talk about some books that I've read recently. So to start us off kind of strong, I read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Gave it a 4 out of 5. It was okay. Not my favorite Ali Hazelwood, but you know, it was fine. Mostly didn't like Rue very much, but I did like kind of I felt like it was a realistic take on like being neurodivergent. So yeah, I read The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, gave it 4.5 out of 5. It was spicy and I liked it. So then I read Welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop. Rated at 5 out of 5. This is one of the best books I fucking read this year. I loved this book, and it was like a gateway into like Eastern style, Asian style healing fiction, and now I am obsessed. They are my comfort reads. You know how people read cozy fantasy and they're like, these are my comfort reads? No. Eastern healing fiction is my comfort read. So yeah. I read the whole series of Swing, and I gave it a 3 out of 5. I did a review of this on my blog if you're really interested in my feelings, but I do not feel like this was a good representation of non-monogamy. I know it's specifically about swinging, but God, they had so much opportunity to go even through the side characters and cover other shit in this, and they just missed it. This just wasn't for me. Read Kaiju number 8, volume 9, 4 out of 5. It's fine. I read The Spell Shop. This was a newer release by Sarah Beth Durst. I gave it a 4 out of 5. One of my favorite reads by her. She's a good writer, in my opinion. I like her, like, ethereal voice. I like the tone of her books. It's nice. Read A Sign of Affection, number 9, 5 out of 5. Continues to be an amazing series. I want to watch the anime really bad. I think I'm going to do that this winter. Read The Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World, 1 through 5, I think is the title. I rated that a 3 out of 5. It was okay. Then I buddy read Lore and Lust with my best friend. I gave this a 4 out of 5. This is a queer vampire romance, and I need to read the sequel. She already read it. She was obsessed and just binge read the series, and I need to read it because apparently it's very good. I liked the first one. It was good. Read The Apprentice to the Villain. This is the sequel to I don't remember the title of the first one. Anyways, I rated it 5 out of 5. This was like one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I was not disappointed. I love this series. The ending though. Oh my God. Then I read Dragon's Dawn. I gave it a 4 out of 5. This was a queer, I thought it was Dragon Shifters, but it's really not. It's Dragon Rider and stuff. So, yeah, fantasy romance, I guess. Very good. I'm going to continue reading the series. I just need to get to them. I read Nina the Starry Bride, number 1, 3 out of 5. Not a fan. I don't know. Something about it, I didn't like it. I did read Timon's B-Side, 3 and 4. Gave it 2 out of 5. I DNF'd the series. I just can't anymore. And then I read A Monsoon Rising. So this actually is not out yet, I think. I read an ARC. I was lucky enough to get an ARC of this. And I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was pretty good. I know some people don't like the series, but I liked it. It's fine. I think the second book is better than the first one, in my opinion. I read A Tale of Seven Lives. Wow, A Tale of Seven Lives. And I read the entire series, gave it a 5 out of 5. This manga made me fucking cry. So sad. Then I read Angel's Blood. This is an older angel romantasy. And I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was fine. Like, the 3 out of 5 is not a bad thing. It just showed its age, you know? So, it is what it is. But that's by Nalini Singh, and I definitely want to read more of her books after that. And then I read an ARC of Throne of Secrets. I gave it a 5 out of 5. One of the best books I've read this year. I did have my issues with it, and I did review it on my blog. So yeah, if you're curious, you can go read that. I read Bonded by Thorns. I gave it a 4 out of 5. At first, I thought I was going to DNF this series. I ended up liking it well enough. Then I also read Complex PTSD from Surviving to Thriving. Gave it a 5 out of 5. This is a nonfiction. I also read Lore Olympus, Volume 7. Gave it 5 out of 5. Things are finally starting to move. Then I read Apples Dipped in Gold, and I rated this a 5 out of 5. This is probably in my top 5 of books that I read this year. So I loved this. I loved it. I loved it more than the first one. Then I read The Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 1, gave it 4 out of 5. I'm just going to casually try to pick these up. I'm not in any rush. Got 2 more. I read A Novel Love Story. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Did not like it. And you know how I felt about Dead Romantics. I loved Dead Romantics. A Novel Love Story, no. And now I'm worried I won't like The 7-Year Slip because I haven't read that yet either. And she has a new one coming out. I don't know when. It's something about music. But anyways. And then I read A Sign of Affection, Volume 10. Gave it a 5 out of 5. And that's where we're at. What I'm currently reading, I'm reading a couple nonfiction, but they're like related to librarianship and my job and like that stuff. So I'm reading a couple of those. I'm reading North is the Night on an Arc by Emily Rath. And I'm liking that. That's where the character is named Lumi. And what else? There was another one. I just cannot remember. I don't know. I've started a couple others, but I'm mostly trying to... I've been in a bit of a slump, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.